Hey, hi everybody. This is the second video I've done tonight. My first one went too long. I guess I can only record 10 minutes on this webcam here. So I'm going to make this a little bit shorter, right? Um, the goal workshop that I wanted to put together has taken me a little bit to decide how to do it. I've been kind of putting it off here and there and stuff like that. And that's how a lot of people don't achieve their goals, is they put it off. They're too afraid to, not afraid, but maybe they're overanalyzing it, or they're concerned or afraid of taking that first step, and you can't let that stop you. You've got to push forward, start climbing that mountain or climbing out of that hole, wherever you happen to be in life. So here's my goal workshop. I'm going to split it up into 3 different pieces. The first one's going to be figuring out what your goals are. Second one's going to be writing down your goals, setting your goals, and the third one's going to be achieving your goals. So this is the first one. So we're going to go through this, and I'm going to get a little bit passionate about certain things, and certain things I say people might not like. That's just how it is. You've got to decide on what you want. The first thing I want you to think about is what are your goals? I mean, are your goals to be a doctor? Are your goals to lose weight? And what's your biggest goal? And I'll talk about the biggest goal here in a little bit to kind of help you understand something about your goals. First thing I want to go over with your goals is, if your goal is to be a doctor, I want you to think about, is that your goal or someone else's goal? Do your parents want you to be that doctor? Does your spouse want you to be that doctor? Or is it really your goal? Do you really want to be the doctor? You can't live other people's goals. If it's not something you're passionate about, it's not something that's in your heart to do, you're not gonna be the best you can be. You're not gonna give back to society the best you can if you're not in it heart and soul. And it's kind of like the losing weight part. If your motivating factor to lose weight is because someone tells you they don't like how you look, or your perception of how people perceive you, that's I don't personally think that's a good motivating factor, because it's kind of a negative factor. I mean, if you're in your workout program or whatever trying to lose that weight, and your thoughts going through your head are, I don't want people to think I look overweight, that's how motivating is that? I mean, seriously, are you going to be able to get pumped up over that? Are you going to be able to lift yourself up and achieve your goal if you're thinking, I don't like how people think I look? That's not a motivating factor. That's kind of a motivating factor to get you not to achieve your goal. So you need to make sure it's what you want. And I'm not saying losing weight's a bad thing. I probably could lose a little bit myself. But you've got to have a reason for it that is for you, that you're passionate about. You want to lose weight so you can play with your kids more, so you can enjoy life to the fullest, enjoy a long, healthy life, not feel so bad, not feel healthy, feel like you're going to be around to enjoy your life. There's some good motivating factors. I mean, I'd much rather live than pass away at a young age. So that's one thing I want you to consider. Is it really your goal? Or if it is your goal, what's your motivating factors behind it? And here's a little tip I want to give you on your motivating factors. Okay, when you're setting your goal, or you're writing down what you want to set as a goal, listen to what's in the sentence that you have for your goal. Okay, like, I want to make enough money to support my family without worrying about the bills, or worrying about the not being able to spend enough time, having to work too many hours. I want to be able to make enough money that I can spend whatever time I want with my family. Now, people can get pretty passionate about that. That's a passionate goal. That's a motivating goal. Right? And there's some sentences in there, some words in there that you need to pay attention to. It's not about the money in that little goal that I just stated that someone might have. If you listen closely, the goal is to spend more time with the kids. The goal is to have the ability to do whatever, to enjoy time with the family. So there's your goal. You know, you don't need to worry about how you're going to get there. You need to worry about your goal. You know, you want to have enough free time without worrying about expenses or anything like that to enjoy time with your family. Okay? The how will figure itself out. The what is what you got to figure out. The why is your motivation. Okay? And there's a lot of people out there, no matter what your goal is going to be, they're going to say, it's not possible. You can't do it. That's crazy. Whatever they might say. I mean, you can pretty much figure out what they're going to say from the people you've been around. And, you know, you need to look at it. Have they achieved their goals? They're not going to with that attitude. And it's not their goal. It's yours. And you're the one that's going to achieve it. Okay? You can't listen to other people. And I'm going to point out something here that some people might not like to hear. And, you know, it's a sad fact. And I'm not trying to disappoint anyone. You know, put yourself in this 10% that I'm about to talk about. Don't worry or be upset that you're in the 90. It can change. Okay. But here's what I'm going to say. 10% of the population controls 90% of the money. And it's the 10% that lives that really high life that people want. And I'm using this as an example. Your goals don't have to be about money, okay? But I'm pointing this out. This is kind of an example. If that 10% is not listening to what everyone has to say, or they're using what they say as a motivating factor to get towards their goal, and the 90% that's upset about where they aren't doing that, maybe that's a sign. Do what the other 10 are doing. You know, get a mentor that's like that, that's in that 10%. Watch what they do. Listen to what they say. Read the books they put out. And there's a reason they're in that 10%. Okay? They set goals. I mean, there's studies out there that show that, you know, someone who there's a Harvard study, and I can't remember what the exact numbers were, so I'm not going to get too much into detail, but they showed that the graduates of Harvard that actually set goals had a tendency to make as much money as the other people that didn't set the goals altogether. So that's kind of a motivating factor to set your goals. And you can't listen to what the naysayers are saying. You can't listen to what people are saying that haven't achieved their goals. So learn from the 10%. And look at those motivating factors in your goals. Really, what is the point of your goal when you're setting this goal? It's got to be, you know, the what is what you want to achieve. The why is why do you want to do it? And the how kind of figures itself out. The when you need to set, you know. And I mean, there's a lot of goals out there that some people just say are outrageous. There's people that have set goals to win the lotto. If they had the right motivating factor to win the lotto, they probably won the lotto. Now, I'm not saying go out and do that. I'm just saying you got to have the right factors behind it. It's got to be what you want. I personally, I have it in my mind that if I was to win the lotto, it wouldn't show that I could do it on my own, that I could make that kind of money on my own. So I don't have any motivating factor to play the lotto or win the lotto. I play it just for fun, but there's no motivating factors behind it. So that's kind of my find out what you want to set. You know, get things ready to set your goals and write down your goals. And I've talked about it before. I've got to make this quick because they're about to shut me off. You probably should make your goals a promise, because when we hear goals, most people don't achieve their goals, and we know that in our heads. But most people keep their promises. And so if we change that wording into I promise myself to, it'll work a lot better inside your head. And if you have the motivating factors behind it, it's going to work 10 times better. So this is the first step of the goal workshop. I'm going to go out, have a good time tonight on this Sunday night, and I wish you all the best, and talk again tomorrow.